Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another video. And this is uh, this is reaction and analysis of the new Mickey cartoon, Touchdown and Out, on the Mickey Mouse channel. And a friend of mine sent me the link to this, and also made a mention about an up and coming cartoon, which I'm extremely looking forward to, whenever it does release. But in the meantime, this one right here is out. And so, I've also had a few people request for this one as well. My best friend sent me the link to this one. So, without further ado, let's check it out and see what awaits. Check the volume. Okay, starting the video. Excuse me. Starting the video in 3, 2, 1, play.
Go, boys! Go, Peat! Go long!
Oh! It's Goofy, of course.
Nothing like having fun with friends.
Peat.
Hey, you boys. Could me and my pals join you in a little game?
Pals.
Sure, the more the merrier. Right, fellas?
I love how Mickey's the Beagle Boys.
Boys.
Chernabog! Oh crap! Oh my crap! Mickey, you might want to get your Keyblade! Oh! Oh! So let me guess, the loser loses their soul, right? Okay, this is like a kind of a dark cartoon, and I love it. Duck ball. Dump. Run. I've never seen Chernabog smile. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
Maybe we want to throw in the towel. We're getting our keisters handed to us.
This is football. A game played with passion, with spirit, with fun. Football isn't played with your feet.
Good, because mine's broke.
Football is played with your heart. They may be played with, but if we play with heart, we can never be defeated.
Yeah, you can.
So what's the plan, Mick? You can't throw. Well, I can't catch. Donald can't do anything.
Exactly. Hi, Goofy, go long.
Really? That worked? Ow. Oh shoot! Mick! I know you can run faster than that, boy. Go to... Yeah, you know where.
Should we tell them? Nah, let them have their fun.
Tell them they lost. Okay, this is really good. This is a really good cartoon. But man, but my gosh, so many references. Okay, first off, going back to this, it was really, really interesting to actually see the gang just hanging out here, like the Fab Five, just hanging out. Uh, and I gotta say, Minnie was adorable back there. Minnie was adorable. It was cute to see the girls cheer on their guys here while they're playing, even though neither Mickey nor Donald seem to be any good at this, which is kind of a bit of an interesting contradiction because Mickey's usually good. Mickey's usually good at different things that he does. Um, so it's interesting to actually see Mickey be portrayed to not be good at something. It's interesting. I'm not against it. I think it shows room for some really good building, some really good character building, some really good advantages that could not otherwise be done. And so I'm totally open to it. And Goofy somehow, and Goofy gets tied up literally, and Goofy gets literally tied up, smashes into a tree in a very goofy and cartoonish nature that only can happen to the Goof. Only can happen to the Goof. And honestly, this kind of makes me like this whole thing kind of made me think about the this kind of made me think about the Goofy cartoon. I think it was of How to Play Football, the old yeah, How to Play Football, Goofy cartoon from 1944. Yeah, this actually made me think about that. This might be a bit of an homage to that as well. But it's interesting. Like they're not any good. They're just having fun, even though they suck, and it's fun. And it was also really interesting right there. Whenever here, Goofy and Donald are like, "No, freak you. We don't want you playing. We know it's going to end badly." And Mickey, just the good hero kind of guy, he's just like, sure, yeah, he doesn't care. Like, let's just invite Pete, who's always our arch nemesis, to join us. Because why not? Because Mickey's a good guy. Because Mickey's a good guy. And then Pete invites, and I love the design for this prison, which is nearby. I guess, yeah, isolate the prison into the woods. I can kind of see that, because there is actually a prison on a mountain near where I live. It's not like real close to me, thankfully, but there is a mountain prison, and at nighttime, whenever you're heading along the 4-lane and you're in just the right spot, you can see the lights of the prison on the top of the mountain. And so, yeah, it's isolated in a very kind of a hard to reach area. Like I'm assuming there's only maybe one road going up to it, one or two roads, and so yeah, it's not in a public area. And so, and then the Beagle Boys. Okay, now first of all, I really love this old panel truck. I love the design for this old panel truck. I absolutely love the design for this old panel truck. It's got the old black and white style. It's got the old single rotator. It's got the old single rotator right there on the roof. It's got a beautiful black and white paint scheme. It's got the old 50s look to it. It's got the spotlight mounted on the front fender. This looks like a 1950 Chevy. This truck here looks like a 1950 Chevy, like a 1950 Chevy paddy wagon, and it's even got the split window, and it's got the same front. It's got a similar front design. I love this old truck. I love how this old truck looks, and the detailing again is just amazing for this old rig. It's got the double doors right there on the back, which was like the old truck. It's got the white wall tires, very common to vehicles from the 50s. And it hits a tree, and then boom, the Beagle Boys. The Beagle Boys are there. First time that we've seen the Beagle Boys in this cartoon, in this cartoon series that I know of, that I can recall. And they know. And then here comes the one and only Chernabog. And oh my gosh, this was just incredible to see him as well in this cartoon. Like these cartoons again, are like, these cartoons are basically paying so many homages, taking so many references and classic Disney characters, and just throwing them together. Whenever you watch these cartoons, it's basically like you're being served a spicy dish. You know you're going to like it. You know it's going to be good, but you don't know if it's going to be, wow, that's spicy, or if the whole back of your head is going to blow off. And again, I can't help but see Chernabog and think of Kingdom Hearts. And I love how they put that music back in there from Night on Bald Mountain whenever you saw Chernabog. I love that. And then Chernabog creates this football field with all of these creatures of the underworld that are basically the spectators. And it gets dark quick. And then Mickey knows that they're doomed. Then, of course, while they're trying to play, they're playing in the regular, calm style. But here are Peat, the Beagle Boys, and Chernabog. I never would have thought Chernabog was one to play football. Never would have pegged that. And again, this cartoon gets dark with the concept of Goofy. I mean, it's cartoonish. It's something that would have happened back in an old Disney cartoon, honestly, with Goofy being drilled into the ground to the point of him actually, of a tombstone popping up. That's something that you would have seen back in an older Disney cartoon, back in the 1940s, back in the 1950s. And honestly, yeah, I can just imagine. I can only imagine. I have to say this, and I can only imagine how many people. I mean, I know for a fact there are going to be people that are going to be saying, this is too dark. This is too dark for Disney. Screw you. If you watch the Disney cartoons, and heck, the Looney Tunes cartoons from back in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, those were dark cartoons as well. Those were dark cartoons. Those cartoons, both Disney and Warner Brothers, got away with things that too many overly sensitive people are too sensitive to handle today. If you don't like it, don't watch Simple. Shut up and leave, and let others enjoy it. Keep your mouth shut and let others enjoy it. Stop being selfish and let us enjoy it if we want to. I enjoy this. It's dark, but I like it. And if you don't like that, then click on another video. I don't care. But I love the design for this. And again, Chernabog is playing football. Really? And like I said, I'm just like, Mickey really needed his Keyblade here. Mickey really needed his Keyblade here. And again, it's so cool because you never see Chernabog's lower half. Like, you never see any legs or feet. In Night on Bald Mountain, you just saw him from the waist up. And then in Kingdom Hearts, again, it was just from the waist up. And in here, he's not even shown to be standing on the ground. No, he's coming out of the earth. And it's interesting that Donald gets the ball literally shoved down his throat to the point that he becomes the ball. And honestly, I'm surprised. Donald has officially become a Tsum Tsum. And I'm just surprised. Like, is there... this kind of makes me think, I don't know why, about the Donald Duck hats for some reason. I don't know why. And I really enjoy the music that's playing here as well. Really, really good. And again, this moment with Chernabog just smiling casually. I'm sorry. It just... I will never, after seeing this cartoon, I will never take him seriously again. I don't care how many times I play Kingdom Hearts from now on. How many times that I see Night on Bald Mountain. I will always think of this scene here. And I will always think what would happen if I just threw a football. Would he chase after it? Would he stick his tongue out and begin and chase after it? Oh my gosh, I can't take him seriously anymore. The dude just discredited himself. He just diminished himself from being the the dark uh, being in the underworld. I can't say like I can't say the king of the underworld because I believe Hades has that title, but I can't take him seriously. Like that smile, he's thoroughly enjoying himself. I can't take this dude seriously anymore. I can't. And you know what? I'm totally fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. Hey, if you're a true villain, and you can't genuinely smile, yeah, there's something wrong. You need to reevaluate your life. And again, this is so awesome. This is so awesome. And again, I love the scenery in the back. How whenever Mickey is running across the field, how the whole thing appears to be 3D, and Mickey himself is just running. It's like a standard 2D look, but the whole football field, the whole grass is just 3D. I like that effect. And then Mickey gets hit to the point that it literally knocks his shoes, his pants, and his gloves off. And Goofy literally gets hit so hard that it literally knocks the color out of him. Okay, that's interesting. And then we see an interesting homage. We see the Mickey Mouse intro, like the Mickey Mouse cartoon intro, getting punched and the ears just going flying. That's just comical. That's just comical. And again, we see Pete, the Beagle Boys, and Chernabog just laughing. This is a crazy duo. Yeah, Pete teamed up with the Beagle Boys in Three Musketeers, but to see Pete team up and the Beagle Boys team up with Chernabog, that's something I never would have thought of before. I like it. It's an interesting duo. But yeah, if I've learned anything from watching villains, Pete really needs to watch out because obviously he's dealing with a being of the underworld. One wrong move, and Chernabog will drag him down into the very depths of heck, and literally turn his soul into a football, and he'll make Pete and the Beagle Boys his own personal footballs. You would think villains would learn that, but no, they never do. And then Mickey, Donald, and Goofy here are just lying here. And Donald has an IV system and a heart monitor plugged up to him. He's got a head and neck brace. And again, it's dark, but I like it. And again, I love the background look for this as well. How the sky just looks dark and ominous, and how you have the yellow and blue fire coming up. Like I can just imagine Hades off in the background. And then at moment whenever Goofy says we're getting our keisters handed to us, which is legit. I mean, like that's an actual saying. And then here, boom, suddenly Pete shows up with their butts. With their butts. I think it's both cute and comical that Mickey's tail's just sticking straight up. And Donald's butt looks like a Pokemon. I don't know why, but Donald's butt looks like a Pokemon. And then Mickey begins to make his speech. And then that moment, whenever Mickey makes a mention about football isn't played with your feet, and Goofy holds up both of his feet, and you can see the bones. Yep. This is kind of a dark cartoon, but again, I like it. The only thing, like if this wasn't Disney, obviously you'd be able to see the tendons and the muscle tissue hanging down from the feet. But obviously this is Disney; they couldn't go that far. But again, I gotta say, to the animators that had the nuts, and possibly the ovaries, to go this deep, to be this bold with this animation, you guys rock. Don't let anybody tell you differently. You guys rock, okay? You rock. I know there's some overly sensitive people that are like, oh my gosh, I can't have this. My child has to watch Dora the Explorer and count to fivesies. Again, you know what? You don't have to watch it. Go live in your little bubble, and leave the real cartoons to us, okay? Oh, and it snapped off. Okay. And then whenever Mickey's just preaching to the choir, if I may say, about football, Donald, if you're just tearing up, And then that moment whenever Goofy makes a mention that Mickey can't throw, and Goofy can't catch, and Donald can't do anything. I don't know how bold Goofy is there. And you know, it's interesting. Actually, the Nostalgia Critic made a video about that once before, talking about Goofy, about basically, is Goofy actually smart? And I gotta say, yeah, he is. Goofy's kind of one of those people, and there are really people like that in real life that most of the time they just appear like a complete ditz. They just appear as a complete klutz. But in actuality, they actually have a good level. They actually have a good level of intelligence, and Goofy is like that. That's Goofy. It's moments like this that that level of intelligence comes out. He was bold about it. He knew Donald couldn't play the game whatsoever, and he said it, and I like that. And I also think it was funny how Donald completely agreed. Like, I was just waiting for Donald to be like, "Hey," but no, Donald completely agreed. Like, he's in a panic mode, so he's just going to agree with the fact that he can't do anything. And so Mickey comes up with a plan for them to actually do something. And again, I really like the music in this. I really like the music. Then somehow the football goes right through Chernobog's chest. Again, kind of dark, but also cool at the same time. Also cool at the same time. And then Chernobog just realizes, like, oh, sheep, that just happened. That just happened. Again, this crash moment between Goofy and the Beagle Boys, again, it takes me back to that old Goofy cartoon of how to play football. Whenever it takes me back to the to the old style cartoons, whenever people would end up fighting and there would just be a plume of smoke around them, and then suddenly as the smoke clears, they're all tied up like this. This is classic cartoon comedy here, and it works. And then again, somehow or another, because Chernobog took a football through the chest, he's a little dizzy. Okay. Again, first off, he's an evil demon. I can't imagine a football to the chest would actually work. If that's the case, then if a football through the chest would take care of all demons, I'm pretty sure most people would have more footballs in their homes. And The Exorcist probably would have ended so much differently. Can you imagine that? An alternate scene where the guy is like, "Begone, demon!" and he throws a football and it hits the chest of someone, and they're like, "Oh well, what do you know? That I feel great." Yeah, but again, he takes the football through the chest. He's a demon. He doesn't even have a heart. At least we can see right through. He doesn't have one. But somehow, yeah. Again, cartoon logic. Don't question it. But it's good anyway. And then here Mickey is trying to run. And he's literally standing between a rock and a falling place. And he's panicking. And Mickey manages to... And I honestly thought here that Mickey was going to run right. I honestly thought Mickey was going to run right under Pete. And just whoop, like a slide whistle. Whoop. And the Pete was going to turn around and then see Chernobog falling forwards. But no. Mickey actually knocks Pete out of the way. Pete goes flying. And then Chernobog just lands on all of them. And... they all go to heck. They all go to heck. And Mickey manages to get a touchdown. Mickey manages to get a touchdown. And again, I really love the design for this stadium. There's actually skulls. The doors are actually skulls. There's fire in what's supposed to be the eyes. I love the design for this. It's really creepy. It's dark and ominous, and I love it. And that moment whenever Mickey's like, we did it. That's comedy gold right there. And it's kind of funny because Mickey, Donald, Goofy are they won. And Minnie and Daisy, just out of nowhere, the girls are just out of nowhere. And Minnie questions, should they tell the boys? And Daisy's like, just let them enjoy themselves. And so Minnie and Daisy begin cheering as well for Mickey Donald, for Mickey and Donald. Okay, and uh, obviously the gag here is that Mickey, Donald, and Goofy did not win. They only got 6 points. Pete's team got 126. They just got 6 points. They didn't win. They survived, so I guess you could say they won, but they didn't win actually. And that's what Minnie and Daisy were referring to. They didn't actually win. They were just happy that they scored a point. And also question, like, what were Minnie and Daisy doing? Like, how did they get there? Were they automatically transported there whenever the stadium appeared, whenever it materialized? And how were they acting whenever Mickey and Donald were getting pummeled? Like, again, I can imagine maybe like a little. I'm hoping someone will do like a fan fiction that kind of plays out during this cartoon from like Minnie and Daisy's perspectives of what happens and what takes place after this particular cartoon, after they walk out of the stadium. I can imagine in a fan fiction a comical thing where they walk out of the stadium and Mickey tells, like, Minnie asks Mickey if he feels okay, and Mickey's like, yeah, sure, but I think I might need to go to the hospital. And Minnie says, why? And then suddenly Mickey literally falls apart. Like, his ears fall off, his head falls off, his torso falls off, his tail falls off, his hands and legs just all to pieces. And then Minnie, like, gets a bucket, puts Mickey into the bucket, and takes him to the hospital. And, like, I can just see that. But again, I really enjoyed this cartoon. I really, really did. There's a lot of homages. I mean, the Beagle Boys are here. And then Chernabog. And again, Mickey could have so taken Chernabog on. All he needed was his Keyblade. All he needed was his Keyblade. I mean, it was the perfect setup. Mickey could have got his Keyblade, Donald his staff, Goofy his shield. Boom! They could have taken Chernabog on. They could have taken Chernabog on. And again, I really enjoyed the music. I also loved how that they paid homage to the original Night on Bald Mountain, how they played that tune that played during the actual cartoon, during that moment, whenever it would show Chernabog, they actually played that tune. That was awesome. I love that. It was also great seeing the Beagle Boys as well. And then, again, it was cool to be able to see that. And I love seeing that old 1950 Chevy panel truck, that paddy wagon. Again, I love what they're doing with the cars, with the vehicles in these cartoons now with the fourth season. I love what they're doing with them. They have a lot more realism, a lot more detail, and I love how they look. I love what they're doing with them, and so I really love it. And so again, I really enjoyed this cartoon, and I really do enjoy this cartoon. I love it. And so again, Disney, I want to say again to everybody that worked on this cartoon, thank you to everybody that worked on this cartoon. Thank you so much to everybody for having the balls and the ovaries to be so bold, to do the things, to do the grim things that you did, to do the grim dark things that you did in this cartoon. And no, this isn't the first time that they've done this. I mean, we saw it before in Ghoul Friend with Mickey and Goofy whenever Goofy was like a zombie. We saw it in there as well. We've seen some other things as well. So no, this isn't the first time. But again, I want to really credit them for being bold to do dark things like that. Because too many times people, whenever they're doing cartoons like this, too many people think, well, you have to remain innocent for the children. Screw them. Like cartoons are for everybody. And so if you can't fit something like that in there and it work, I mean, again, think about the older Disney cartoons. Think about the older Looney Tunes cartoons. In the older Disney cartoons, you actually had Mickey meeting the Grim Reaper and playing a piano for the Grim Reaper in an old house. That actually happened. You had in the Looney Tunes cartoons, in Warner Brothers cartoons, you had Daffy Duck end up blowing himself up multiple times. You had guns, you had double-barrel shotguns being fired at Daffy Duck from Elmer Fudd and other hunting rifles. That would not fly today because of today's censorship, because too many people are easily offended. You can't sneeze at somebody without them filing a suit against you. And so, again, I want to thank everyone at Disney for choosing to be bold, for choosing to stand their ground and do things like this. Not just in this cartoon, but in Girlfriend, other cartoons like that. I love it. I love that they're not being afraid to take chances, that they're striking out, doing their own thing. And I love that. And I am so supportive of that. And so again, Disney, everyone that worked on this cartoon, thank you. Not just for this cartoon, but the way that you did it. Thank you all so much. The references and gags were also hilarious. Again, voice acting was great. Thank you to everybody that worked on this cartoon. Absolutely love it. And again, to everybody as well, to the writers for writing this cartoon the way that you did, for the animators animated it the way you did. Thank you for being so bold to do the things that you did. Again, in other cartoons that you've done as well. And again, and again also, uh, and also I really want to thank and also I I really want to thank my best friend as well. Thank you so much for sending me the link to this cartoon. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. You are the best. Thank you so much. And I'm also looking forward to that new cartoon that you told me about as well. Looking really forward to that. Can't wait till it comes out, which will be later this month. So hopefully, I cannot wait to see that one either. Um, but if it's leaked early, send me the link. But again, thank you so much for that. And again, yeah, like I mentioned before, that's the thing. Like I haven't even scrolled through the comments on this cartoon, but I haven't even scrolled through the comments on this cartoon. But I remember, like, there's plenty of evidence, like at the end of Third Wheel, people making a mention about what happened with Mickey and Minnie inside of Goofy's stomach, and then there was the Pluto cartoon as well. Uh, there was the Pluto cartoon as well. Yeah, I mean, there was people that were like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this. I don't like this." And again, I have to say this much again: if you don't like, don't watch. That's my common belief. If you don't like, don't watch. I mean, if you don't like, don't watch, don't read, don't listen, don't look. It's simple. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's sitting there pushing your face against the TV or PC screen or tablet or phone or whatever, making you watch it. You've got the choice. Watch it or not. But stop complaining whenever other people like it. People are free to like what you don't like. Stop complaining whenever they do, okay? The world's not coming to an end. Your life is not coming to an end. Deal with it. And for me, I love this cartoon. I love this cartoon. If anyone wants to think, well, you're nuts because it's too dark, it's too grim, it's Disney, it shouldn't be like that. Again, if you don't like it because I like this cartoon, feel free to leave. It doesn't bother me at all. I like it, and I'm standing by what I believe in, what I like. I love this cartoon. I'm very happy that they went in the direction with this cartoon that they did. I still stand by that. I'm not changing my opinions just to satisfy some easily offended people. I'm not going to do that. I am who I am. I like what I like, and I'm standing by that. And so again, thank you to everybody for joining me, and hope you guys enjoyed. Again, let me know what you think in the comments as well, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.